Bloody bloody, we likes to fall. I'm on the rock right now. Public enemy number one. Yo, boy. It's ain't in the membrane. It's ain't in the brain.
Yeah. I was born, son of Yvonne, Brownsville kid that wanted beyond. Hit the streets, run and be gone. Outside with a curfew. Got lessons on honesty and virtue and the people that have hurt you.
What's up? This your boy Don Julian. You know, over here at the Spark Studio, putting the sparks on it. Got my man Rashad over here.
Peace, peace.
Today's featured artist is Masta Ace, and we're gonna touch on his last album, The Son of Yvonne, produced by, you know, MF Doom.
MF Doom.
So we're gonna cover a couple of interesting topics about him. You know, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things that, you know, you may not know. Some people may know. You know, we got a lot of them geeks out there that study people. He graduated from Rhode Island University, so the dude was about his business. Very well educated brother. And he's been in the game for quite some time. A lot of people, a lot of my OG folk out there that's watching would remember him from his presence in the symphony track with Kool G Rap, Big Daddy Kane. You know, my OG people, I'm pretty sure y'all remember that. And he brought in a couple of albums throughout the years. You know, a lot of times rumors would surface that, you know, he fell off or he retired, but he will always come back to prove y'all wrong with heat. Right?
I think it's important to touch on the fact that Ace is kind of, he's almost like a hip-hop version of Prince, in a sense, when it comes to the music and his albums. And I say that because, you know, if you look at Prince's catalog, Prince puts out an album damn near every year, or every other year, you know what I'm saying? And though it doesn't get a lot of limelight, it still holds that same weight, it still holds that same power as if it was back in the day doing his Purple Rain album or before that. The beauty of this album, Son of Yvonne, and the most unique aspect of this album is the fact that he did something I think a lot of us lyricists love to do, and that's rhyme over somebody else's album. And what better album to do that with than the classic MF Doom Food album. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might know that we covered that album not too long ago. And I'm sure that, you know, on the strength of that, some of y'all sat there and might have listened to it, be it via YouTube or your own personal collection. When you listen to that album, you sitting there and you bopping your head, and even if you don't rhyme, you sitting there thinking about rhymes you would have said while you was on there, you know, rhyming in the shower, wherever. I know I do it. I'm keeping it 100 with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But this album was brilliant for the fact that it made me feel as though I was watching a hip hop version of Everybody Hates Chris. It had that feel to it, that family feel. Like, we all know he's from Brooklyn. You know, Ace is from BK. And I just felt like I was sitting on the porch of a brownstone, man, just watching a story unfold. And in this particular one, it's as if it's told through him as a child, as a young man. And his experiences coming up. And that's one of the songs that's evident on, I think, is Son of Yvonne. You know, where it's just like a tribute to his mother, in a sense, in the trials and tribulations from when he was younger, and the things he saw her go through, and the way she treated him. I think it's a brilliant album myself. I really do, because you don't really get too many pure theme albums nowadays. Nowadays you get a lot of things where it's just random music, random tracks, like a mixtape almost. This is a focused album. You know what I mean? That tells an actual tale, tells an actual story.
Yeah, dude got a lot of albums on his belt, man, but in regards to the last album, the Son of Yvonne project, he got this one track on there called Slow Down. And for those of you who understand music theory, the producer actually slowed the track down and he stays like in sync with the track. He doesn't lose. He doesn't take away from the quality of what you're listening to. So that's like a whole hard type thing to do. And like he just mentioned, it's not easy to rap over someone else's album that's already made because, you know, for one, it's heard, especially a dude like Doom. I mean, where the name speaks for itself, speak volumes. But to take someone else's album and make it their own, I mean, that's legendary to say the least. He also have another track on there where he features legendary rapper Big Daddy Kane. That's dope. I mean, they all went in. The chemistry was perfect, and not for nothing, Rick Ross put out a track on his last album that came out this year called Three Kings. He need to just rename that and give that title to Masta Ace, Big Daddy Kane, and MF Doom.
Big time. Big time.
So I'm going to unofficially retitle it, and I'm going to call that Three Kings. Masta Ace, you killed it.
You gotta respect the fact that you got three veterans on there. Three humongous veterans. And first of all, to me, it was just dope because along with Kane, which is like you said, monumental, Doom, Doom had to jump on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you hear of artists showing that respect and consideration and calling, you know, the previous artists on that song and saying, hey, I want to use it, you know, for my own personal project. And be it if the artist wants to grant them that ability, they do it. But you don't really ever see that artist come on that track as well. You know what I mean? I think that's what makes this so crazy, is that you didn't really expect to see Doom jump back on his old work and do something different, try to bring a different element to it. And I think that was crazy. You know what I mean? Because it's almost like a MF Doom Food 2.0. You know what I mean? Or Food Redux. You know what I mean? So I thought that was definitely an excellent touch, man. And like you said, it's just three kings. You got three titans on one track. Three names that if you hip hop, you call yourself hip hop, you don't know these names. Something seriously wrong with you, man. If you fresh out the uterus, or you just don't know no better, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you just been sleeping for years, brother. You know what I'm saying?
You're misusing your iPod if you don't know those names.
Big time.
You know, got to get it inspected, you know, see what kind of tracks you got there. But, you know, nonetheless, the albums is dope. I mean, he's a guy that should be mentioned whenever the discussion comes up about the greatest MCs alive, you know, Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas, which is cliche, if I may say, respectfully. Masta Ace should be in that category along with Biggie and Jay-Z. I mean, the dude is nice, but he's unsung in the same sentence. I would say he's unsung. He doesn't really get the credit that he should be getting or respect due. Well, the real rap heads respect this man. I remember, like in the early millennium, there was like a little rap beef, if I may say, where some underground dude who calls himself Boogeyman, they had like a rap beef. I don't know if you heard about it. Apparently, Boogeyman made a song called Ghetto Love, and Masta Ace came out with, I believe it's Ghetto Life, if I'm not mistaken, and he felt like he was biting his style or whatever, so he took a shot at him on another track, and they went like back and forth. You know, it gave the dude a little bit of buzz, but he fell off. No one know where he at now, but Masta Ace is still around.
I want to touch on Ace's ability as an artist, as an MC, as a lyricist, and this is something that inspires me. You know, when you're a lyricist, and any one of you other fellow rappers out there, y'all can attest to this, man. You always pick some kind of reference point, meaning you come up listening to certain cats, man, and whether you realize it or not, some of their style seeps into you and how you deliver yours. And Ace was always dope to me because some artists, like, say, take a Cool G rap, have multi-syllable rhymes, and they do it in a rapid pace. Ace doesn't do that. Ace is very, now I don't want to say slow, but he doesn't go to those wild extents of trying to deliver a message. He's just very smooth and he flows on the beat. And I think that was dope about him, man. I think that was just real strong about his ability, because it resonates. His rhymes resonate in you heavy. You know, if you sit back and you chilling, like I take for example, back in the day doing the Delicious vinyl LP, you know, sitting on Chrome. That's something that for me when I was a shorty, man, that was like a major album, man. Cause I was a little dude. I wasn't riding no cars. I wasn't pushing no whips, sitting on no Chrome. But you know, I was in the crib, man. I was definitely soaking that album in, and I felt like I was doing. I was just a little shorty trying to be grown too quick. But I remember putting that on Video Music Box. And, you know, my mom's, you know, she ain't listening to no hip hop, but she definitely came downstairs like, who's that? Turn that up. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just one of them joints, man. It was one of them days when everybody was just chilling and it was a somber mood in the house, but that just immediately got everybody up and you was just bopping your head. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I mean, I turned it up so loud, I had cats outside like bopping to it. And that was just something that was just really, really made Ace stand out in my mind as one of the dopest MCs out there of all time, to be honest. And furthermore, his longevity says a lot about him. Because when you can go way back to that time, you know, that was like the early 90s and so forth. And now here we are, 2012. Not many artists can say they're still in the game and they're still relevant and they're still strong and holding it down the same way. Because like we were talking about earlier, you know, he still maintains his style, but you still feel it the same way. Like when I turn on the radio now, and this is not a jab to the younger generation, you know, y'all got your generation, y'all do what y'all do, but he made me feel like I was still back in the golden era, man. This album made me feel like I was still dealing with the golden era of hip hop, you know, and I was vibing to it in that same sense, man. So that's definitely a point, a nod to him, and furthermore, he has a lot of subject matter when he rhymes. A lot of artists are only one-dimensional, meaning they stay in one subject matter. We covered this before, and I'm very heavy on that. I don't want to purchase your album and you're only talking about one thing throughout the album. You know, you don't give me no variation between tracks, man. Every track you either talking about money or this or that, you know, whatever issue you want to cover. You don't give me nothing to say I got a colorful album and I can ride with track to track to track to track. I hate buying a whole album and only getting 2 tracks I like. And perfect example of that is Fresh Fest. You know, I think on there he's expressing how he felt towards trying to get in the game and what he would do if he was on that Fresh Fest and how he rocked the stage and so forth. And you know, that just goes to show it's more areas that we can cover, man. It's more issues that we can touch on. It's more subject matter that we can get to when it comes to an album, when it comes to music. And an album, you know, a lot of cats don't focus on making albums no more. They focus on making singles. That's part of the business. And I think that's lacking in hip hop, where a cat takes his album seriously and gives you a full, colorful joint from A to Z that covers a lot of different things. To where this album don't sound like the last one. But y'all know what I'm talking about, man. Y'all cop an album right now, it sound like some shit you got yesterday from this other cat. It's just a different face. It might be a different fitted cap, you know what I'm saying, or a different slang terminology used, but ultimately you're getting the same shit over and over again. It just keeps regurgitating itself. And I guess it takes for an OG, man, to show cats how to do it right. You know?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's like they just what they did, once again, the corporations, the powers that be, they just took out the MCs from the bowl and replaced it with water and made it watered down. It's no good. Like, I don't even really like what I'm hearing today, but that's not what it's all about. You know, going back to Masta Ace, man. The dude is definitely a legend. He has lyrical content, and he's saying something in a lot of his stuff. His last album, man, I gotta check it out, man. Go get it. You know, it's out there. He got some good features on there. Yep. You know, there was something else I wanted to talk about with Ace. We touched the Big Daddy King piece, because that was a dope part of it. But his style is not dated. You know, a lot of times you got people who came out back in the 80s and then we forget about them, then they try to come back. It's not the same for them. I mean, Slick Rick is one of them. As we all love Slick Rick, he's the legend. But he doesn't have those ingredients that gave the flavor to his music that some have today. This dude, you listen to Ace stuff, it sounds like it would have been hot back then, and it's still hot today, and it's not dated. Even though he's an OG, you're not gonna say, wow, that's an old school dude. You're gonna be like, who is that?
Yeah.
The young dudes, that's what they would say.
In other words, a lot of y'all cats out there who call yourselves, still doing it, and this is not a jab, I never disrespect a legend, but at the same time, man, if you're gonna jump back in the ring, take it seriously, man, Don't make me feel like you should have took your hip-hop Wheaties, man, or your MC Geritol before you jumped on the mic, brother. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm purchasing your product. And, I hate to say it, I don't mean to be an asshole, but you're only as good as your last piece of work. I can respect your artistry, I can, man, but, at the same time, don't, I think a lot of artists go in there and they go in there half-assed, man. I understand growth and progression, you can't be talking about the same thing, but if you're going to come in there and jump back in the ring, jump back in there strong. And Ace does that. Ace does that consistently. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate to say it, but a lot of artists out there through life, people like us, and they suffer hard times like us, and they might deal with drug addiction or family problems or things of that nature. So sometimes you do get a subpar album. And this felt like he's still got... He's like the Bernard Hopkins of hip-hop. Let's keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Bernard Hopkins is old man. He's still knocking young boys the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it real.
Even Eminem publicly acknowledged him like, yo, I look up to that dude. That's where my style from. Yeah. Eminem, And remember, he was on a symphony. That's a track that every hip-hop DJ on the planet got that. If you don't know what the symphony is, man.
We have nothing to talk about.
We ain't got nothing to talk about. Word.
Son of Yvonne, folks. Go get your hands on that.
Check it out.
Peace.
Peace.
Yo, what up? This is Rashawn. Feature video of the day. Get y'all Kangos out, man. Get y'all Fila suits out. It's the Symphony featuring Masta Ace, Craig G, Cool G Rap, Big Daddy Kane. 1.
Or who last, but I know that y'all just better rock this at the drop of a dime, baby. I don't know what y'all gonna do with this, but it got to be funky. It got to be funky if you're gonna be on it. I don't care who start, I don't care what y'all do, but you got to be finished before the music is through.
Now who's first up to bat?
Listen closely, so your attention's undivided. Many in the past have tried to do what I did. Just the way I came off then, I'm gonna come off stronger and longer, even with the drum off. I'll keep on going and flowing just like a river. I got a whole lot to give, so I'm a giver. Little at a time, new trails I'm blazing. Action is in effect and always stays in. Yeah, just like a shot from a cannon. I am the man in charge and I've been planning a jam strong enough that it can lift your soul. I'm the originator and my rhymes are made of gold. Once you hear the capital A, rap it'll stay with you for a while. It won't go away unless you force it. Of course it stays with you, my friend, and if you force it away, I'ma hit you again. I believe that's me. Craig G, light up the mic for the symphony. This jam is dedicated to all unoptimistics that thought I wasn't coming out with some exquisite rhymes. But that's alright, cause now I'm back to kill all the rumors and straighten the facts of me. Now rockin' rhymes like I always used to, but you jumped on the tip when you heard me in the Juice Cruise. You said, ain't that something? Yo, Craig, I heard you in that jam and it's pumping. I apologize, oh yeah, and can I have your autograph for me and my grandma? That's how I'm living, on surprise mode. Don't even sleep, try not to keep your eyes closed, cause if you do, when you awaken, the so-called spot will be taken. I'll take it over like a executive. Cause on the mic, my perspective is to be the best in all rap events. And since I have a call, I call experience.
No, next up.
Yo, I believe that's me. G-Rap, light up the mic for the symphony. Yo, Marley gives a slice. I get nice and my voice is twice as horrifying as Vincent Price. Goes deep till you fell in a spell of a sleep. And while I'm counting the money, you count sheep. When G-Rap strikes the mic, I recite the type, the height that you like to make the people unite. I grip off hips and zip off lips, step on reps. You flip and wanna sip on my tip. Take a deep breath because you don't have another left. Coming back like I'm avenging my brother's death. Making veterans run for medicine, cause I put out more life in a fight the Con Edisons. Rip the damn cage like I'm on a rampage. So if you want rage, I'ma make front page. Read the headlines, suckers, the day's the deadline. Your head is way past bedtime.
Next up.
I believe that's me. Your daddy can't get on the mic for the symphony. Setting it off, letting it off, beginning. Rough till the ending, you never been in. Move the groove with the smooth rap lord. Like a bottle of juice, rhymes are being poured down your ear, crisp and clear as I prepare to wear, tear and smear. Then I'm out of here with the mark left that you can all cling. Cause rockin' a party, yo, it's a small thing. I rip many places on regular basis, and broken down mics were the only traces that I've been there, in there at the party. The mic had my prints, and on it was a body. So take caution, I'm not horsing around in a throwdown clown, I'm taking yours, son. So just acknowledge the way that I kicked it, cause if rap was a house, you'd be evicted and dismissed from the microphone. Choking on a poem, cause daddy's home. And battling me is hazardous to health. So put a quarter in your ass, cause you played yourself. I reign superior, always taking care of ya. No frill rappers, you will evaporate, disintegrate, deflate to your fate. As the great will dominate, straight to the stage of reigning, gaining. So put Kane in that category, period, in the story.
I still have beats. What's wrong with you? Yo, fellas, y'all got to do something on this dead track. You ain't gonna let the track house you? What? You let